Hello, this is Francis from McCaffreyCrafts, and another week down. And let me give me a minute or two to get my bearings because the internet was a bit slow today, trying to get the connection as well. So we make sure that we're okay. So this is the weekly Blackthorn live stream. I'm Francis McCaffrey. I am a fifth generation Blackthorn shillelagh maker, stick maker. I do this professionally. My company is McCaffrey Crafts Limited, and I'm here in my retail store in Kilorglin in County Kerry. So I do these live streams every week so that people in the community and new people who are interested in Blackthorn and want to know about me, the crafts person, and it gives you the opportunity to interact with me, and we can discuss anything about stick making, about Irish cultures, about any questions you have about Blackthorn, shillelagh making, anything like that. I'm quite happy to answer your questions. If you're watching this retrospectively on Facebook or on YouTube, hello guys, how are things? And I leave these live streams up as well so that you guys can kind of go back and watch them, because I know that the time is not always ideal when you are looking at these live streams. And I kind of tell you a little bit about what I'm working on the past week, and some upcoming things as well, because we're about to come into the mad Christmas run, because everyone will be starting to think about Christmas presents now. So what better presents than Blackthorn? So you'll see me pimping Blackthorn like crazy for the next while. I suppose this weekend I'll start to like up my marketing and my volume as well. When there's always a little bit of a quiet time before the Christmas run, and usually the past week has given me the opportunity to build up quite a lot of sticks, because it looks like the old competition are running out of sticks, which is a good sign for me, because I have prepared for it, and I'm prepared always for when surges go. Because the thing about Blackthorn is that there's always a few surges throughout the year, that whether it's a movie or whether it's someone mentions it or something like that, and that there's an interest. So it's always good to be able to kind of like scale up when you get these kind of surges of interest as well. Jake Anderson, good evening, Francis. Nice to see you again. Nice to see you. Is that a little dig? You're seeing me too much? No, I know you're just messing, but yeah, it's always good to see you guys as well, and thank you as always for joining the live stream. If you guys didn't turn up, I wouldn't do this. I'd be talking to myself in an empty room, which is a sign of insanity, I suppose, if I kept doing it every week. Tyler says, "Are all shillelagh Blackthorn?" I don't know. Like the thing is, shillelaghs is a term that's used interchangeably to describe so many different things depending on the person. There were other woods used. Oak was used, holly was used, some ash was used. Any of the hardwoods around Ireland were pretty much used as well for it. If you read the John Hurley books, he'll mention the type of woods. Like Blackthorn was the main one, the best wood to use. People would use holly for the smaller ones; it's kind of heavy as well. Oak was used as well for a while, but then Blackthorn was seen as being better. Blackthorn was the kind of the wood of choice that everyone who was making sticks, and they came with the thorns. It looked imposing. It was like a strong, dense, heavy wood. So like even though they're all different ones, the most authentic one you can get is going to be made from Blackthorn, going to be made in Ireland, going to be grown in Irish soil, made from Irish hands, my good little hands, and made from one piece of wood, not two pieces of wood dowel together, you know, calling it an authentic piece. Be careful those guys. Paddy P, give me the five. Her high five to you as well. How are things with you, Paddy P? I'm here pimping my Blackthorn as usual. Good morning from Colorado. Hey, Michael. How are things with you? I hope you're staying off those Facebook groups. They're not giving you too much stress. Remember you saying that, was it last week or the week before? Uh, let's see. Paddy P's laughing there. It's good. It's good. It's all good humor. Like I have all this kind of nervous energy before the Christmas season. I need to kind of get on top of things and start shaving again. I probably need a haircut too, but these things are secondary to making money. Like for any like serious business, like the Christmas run is quite a big deal. You prepare for it every year. You make the majority of your sales over the next 6 weeks. So it is a very, very important time of year. It's happens every year, so you know it's coming, so you can prepare for it. Steve Kelly, good afternoon, lads. Very good. Good afternoon to you. I see you have, what's that, your profile picture? Let's go, Brandon. Very good. Surprisingly, I thought the Republicans would do better in the midterms. I wasn't following it closely, but they seem to be gloating a bit that some of the Democrats were doing it as well. I know it's a fine contention about mentioning U.S. politics, but I don't know. I find it a bit interesting. Because like the thing is, whoever's in government kind of benefits, like they have a knock-on effects to my business, so I have to pay attention to it as well. Like there's different rules and different things, so like whatever happens in America does have a big effect on Ireland as well. Like even say for example, all the Facebook left go a load of workers. Twitter let go a load of workers as well. Like, and they have a big employer. They are big employers here in Ireland as well. Mary Miles, all the way from Wyoming. Hey, Francis. Only 9 degrees this morning and a skiff of snow. Wyoming is gearing up for a long winter, like your pimping short. Yeah, I just thought it was funny, like, because sometimes I have a kind of silly sense of humor and stuff, and people around me are just saying like, don't be silly online and stuff, and sometimes I just want my own personality and just how I am. People that know me, I'm a bit of a joker. I do enjoy the odd little bit of banter and stuff like that as well. I'm self-deprecating and things don't really bother me as well. Very competitive and I like to win. I like to dominate my competitors as well. But you see, the thing is, I need, like, for me, I need to compete against someone or I wouldn't get out of bed. Like there has to be a reason. Like it's like fuel in my belly to have someone. I've always been like that. Like no matter what business I'm in or what I'm doing, I have to have someone to beat, and it really kind of like motivates me as well. We're all a bit different anyway. Let's see. That's that old tune, "The Rocky Road to Dublin," as well. Yeah, there's a lot of good Irish songs out there as well, and Sean South is one of my dad's favorite songs. Wolf Tones as well. My dad likes all the Republican good songs that are synonymous with a lot of Irish things as well. Oh wait, I'm way behind in the comments. Let me catch up a bit. Good afternoon to the Fellowship of the Blackthorn. Hey, Garen. Bob Jensen would be ordering a few more pieces from my collection, as you should, Bob. In years to come, you can reference all of these videos as well, and having some McCaffreyCrafts sticks as part of your collection is very important. Good family tradition. You've seen my dad on these live streams before. He's a carpenter by trade as well. You're seeing firsthand, like this we are authentic. We are exactly what we say, and we put out a very good product. Texas here, love the sticks. I love Texas too. I have a big fandom there in Texas, and anyone from Texas, they're very respectful to me actually as well. There's a guy Doc. He does what's his name? Doc Doherty. He's from Texas as well. He's been a great supporter of my craft for years as well, and he does a lot of martial arts. Very serious guy in martial arts as well. Incredible. Let's see. Good afternoon from Central Texas as well. All right, Greg. How are things? We were talking there a little bit just before it as well, talking about the UPS guys as well. They're a law to themselves. Like I was waiting for my UPS guy to collect all the sticks to be shipped yesterday on Thursday. He never turned up. No excuse, no nothing, just didn't turn up. And then today he turned up to collect it as well. So that's good. All my sticks. So I always like to get all my orders out before Friday, so they have the whole weekend to travel to the States. So hello, good man. I missed the last 2 streams. Glad I didn't miss this one as well. Sure, I'll leave them up anyway. You can always see them as well. Roger, how are things? Good afternoon. I've seen you on Instagram, I think it was as well. And used to make sticks, I remember as well. And then you got a hand injury, from what I remember. I remember you did like the shillelaghs and you had the strap at the bottom as well. Because I recognize your face from that as well. So I don't know how your hand injury or if you're back to making them as well. But I know you're a great supporter of Irish crafts, and you do like what we do here at McCaffreyCrafts. Referring to myself in the third person. By we, I mean me. Let's see, Rick Manville. Great Great Smith, San Antonio here. San Antonio, Texas as well. Sure, I have a question for all the Texans. What do you think of all those California lads going out there to move to Texas as well? For tax reasons and stuff. Like they're all there's a big max inflow of them in the last few years as well. And be interesting to kind of see as well. But yeah, in Texas, it's it just seems like a pretty cool place. In terms of like the culture, their appreciation as well for handcrafts and for tradition, for Irish history. It seems to be a good connection. Good area for me. Mr. Bullionaire, hello. You got your stick there recently, I saw, and you seem happy enough with it. That's always a good sign. Always a good sign that you kind of like the sticks. Jim Fleming, hello from Iowa in the USA. Very good. How is everything in Iowa there? I don't really know too much about your state. It's small. I know it's important for election time. Whoever wins Iowa, isn't it, usually wins or something in the elections. Jake Anderson's currently 30 degrees Fahrenheit here in Salt Lake City, Utah. I don't know. It's about 9 or 10 degrees. It's still not that cold yet. I know I have my big woolly jumper on. We call sweaters jumpers in Ireland. But it's just so you hear about people talking about their woolly jumpers. It's always to do with their sweaters. Michael, I just go on Facebook from time to time to help your dad make trouble. No, my dad's pretty good on Facebook. He tries to be friendly, but of course it pisses him off when people are disrespecting the McCaffrey name. We should have a good name as well. But some days I like when I get time, I can kind of take all those guys down a few notches because I've done a lot of research into all of them. And I have my own little spreadsheet. I do keep records of everything, and screenshots too get sent to me quite a lot. And I like to kind of compile all these things because there might be some kind of book or some content to use for them in the future as well. But yeah, if I ever get sick or take a break from Blackthorn for a few months, it'd be fun to kind of take these distractors who are kind of upsetting my dad and our good family name as well. But yeah, I use it as motivation and fuel. If I'm it takes a lot of motivation to wake up every morning to do very boring, monotonous tasks. When guys are hobbyists, they love going out in their shed, working in the wood, come back and do things. But imagine you're doing that 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, 15, 16 years. It takes a lot of motivation to get out of bed and to go, oh, I got to go cutting blackthorn. I got to do the sanding. I got to do this. So you have to find ways to motivate yourself all the time in life. Wet here in Florida after the storm blew. Oh yeah. I got some alerts. There was some hurricane in Florida because UPS were using that as an excuse for delaying shipments or something. Oh, it's a Hurricane Ian or something. I think it was. I think I remember. Let's see. Rick in West Point here as well. Very good. Well, Texas is huge. Let's see, Texas is 2,000 miles away from me. It's pretty far away from me too. I'd love to go visit. My son would like to as well. He's talking about it. Actually too. For me, if you watch this live stream, you know how much I love traveling. That's why I live for. I don't mind working hard and stuff, and then dragging the kids somewhere they don't want to go, but once they get there, they like it. Then, hi Andre, how are things with you? And how's everything there over in Germany? I see you're started your cutting season already. You got about 36 already. I had a look this morning and I don't know, man. I can't cut yet. I don't think it's right yet because I know if I'm just patient and wait a little bit longer, it'll be better for seasoning them as well. Sometimes you can just jump the gun a bit too early in the cutting season. I'm talking about here in Ireland. I don't know what it's like in Germany. Okay, I'm here, Ron. It says, and we can get the party started. So Ron, you do like to party. So what's your party piece? Do you have a song, or you get on the piano and do something, or you do some kind of song as well? Tyler says, I'm from Oklahoma. I appreciate all your content. Thank you very much. That means a lot to me. I make my own version of shillelagh out of oak with burls, or usually ash. Yeah, they're both really good hardwoods. That's the thing is just use whatever woods are local to you and start carving into different things as well. Oak is always is a beautiful wood. Sometimes it's just hard to get it for the right size for making because oak, the trees grow pretty big. So you have to catch it at the right stage of its life. And this is not too common as well. Let's see. It says, Ross says, hello, my friend. Can't wait to receive my stick. Love from Florida. Russell C as well. Very good to you, Russ, as well. It's on his way, and hopefully it won't take too long to get there. I know UPS are kind of saying their things are 2 or 3 days behind or something like that. But once it gets there, I think most people they don't mind as long as it gets there. And let's see, greetings, Francis from Las Vegas. Joe, how are things? I don't need a walking stick for walking. I just like collecting them like pieces of art. They're a lot of your customers like me. Yeah, like Joe, you're. I think you have two of my sticks. Do you have three yet? I'm not sure. You have to be three to be officially have me recognize you as a stick collector. And you know, it's interesting what you're saying to me as well. You know, and did you get the 600? Did you get the $600 for that thing you were doing? I won't I won't say what you're doing, but I think you understand. It's just yes or no would suffice. Let's see. Don't bring your California to our Texas as well. Yeah, because like it's Texas has a kind of unique kind of culture as well, and I kind of respect it. It's anytime I've spoke to Texans, like they really have their own opinions, and I like that. And they have a different way of thinking, but they're really family friendly and family orientated as well. And it just kind of just goes to show that like it's like a different country. When like that's the amazing thing about America. It's like from state to state, it's like so different when you go to different things. That's why I'd love to get a car. Like one of my ultimate things to do is get a car, drive from coast to coast, and drive and stop at all these little towns along the way, and stop in Texas and all of these different things. Like if I could take like a summer off, and actually I might do that some year. If I have a good enough the next few years go well, I might actually do that some year and document it, make a little YouTube as well. Shillelagh man goes to America or something like that, and the adventures I get into. Tell them they're all welcome. Of course, Rick, Texas is known for the hospitality as well, and it's a very good place. Like I actually do like it. And I see Jim Flaming says first real cold day in Iowa today. Only 6 months of snow left to endure. I know, I know. It's like for me, the winters aren't too bad because I'm really busy with the shop. It's usually in January that I feel it. I'm just like, oh, I'm going out in the cold, and it's just like really tough as well. And let's see. My dad says, "Hello, Michael. We start them up on Facebook. Dad, stay out of Facebook trouble, man. It's a slippery slope once you get into to that as well. It's only a few of those guys, but like mostly, they're just kind of they're kind of portraying themselves as being God's gift to Irish culture and stuff, but they have a completely vested interest and just kind of push one or two guys to buy from them, but which I don't mind competition, but I think like what they were doing is they were actively like saying that I don't exist, and anyone who mentioned me they would like DM them and private messenger and tell them not to buy with me, and I think that was low, and I have the screenshots, so that's not the defamation, so I can actually prove that. Let's see, Hurricane Nicole this time. Yeah, they have so many weird names for all these kind of storms. I think it's a bit strange when they name them. Let's see, I can't find them anywhere to cut some sticks. Yeah, like the best thing is like hedges. In between like land and different things as well. You can find them there, and the best time to swap blackthorn is about April time because it flowers. It's one of the first things to flower, and you can kind of drive around and find it pretty easy in Ireland. Just because you can find it pretty easily doesn't mean there's going to be a walking stick in the hedge, because some of those hedges are trimmed back, and the ones at the end of the road are always looking for the light. You need the like really overgrown hedges. So if you see like some derelict buildings and hedges, you start rubbing your hands and going, yes, I found some good spots. But thanks to some kind of tip off from my dad, he has recommended that I check out some other areas for sticks, and I did find a nice little patch as well. So I'm in good spirits coming in, because I was a bit worried, because I was like, right, this one place I had, the land was sold and the guy wouldn't leave me into it anymore, and then I was looking for a new place, and now I found a new place that has a pretty nice quantity of sticks as well, and they're all kind of straight enough as well, so that's good. Good afternoon to you, Frank. Uh, Joe, good support of the channel. How are things to you as well? Are you forcing your family to watch me again another week? Oh my goodness! If the thing is, if your family see me, they're going to be so annoyed. They're going to be, oh my god, is that guy? Frank says hello to Garen as well. That's my dad. For anyone who knows, let's see. Steve Denny says howdy from Florida. Just Miley, no, okay, no worries. I cut it to fit my size last night. Yeah, because I know you're asking me questions about resizing it, so that's good. You've been successful with that. I have 3 blackthorn sticks, but only one is yours. You got to get 3 of mine, and then then the blackthorn pimp, aka me, will recognize you as a stick collector. Let's see. James Coleman said, "You need a truck to drive around the U.S. and not a tiny car as well." Oh yeah, yeah. So like, oh, if I was going to the States, I'd get like a definite like muscle car or something cool. It wouldn't be a tiny car. No way, no way. Or a car you have to plug into the wall to recharge or something. I think like you want like for me, you want one of those cars like I don't know something crazy, some kind of Ford Mustang or some kind of big car that roars as well. As the small man, the typical stereotype that you'd imagine, like a small little guy, because I'm 5'4" on a good day, and obviously a big strong car because I'm compensating or something like that. But yeah, no, like I'd love to do it. It would actually want to be my dream holidays. I think just to go and just to stop and just to interact with people and tell them what you do. I make sticks. It's a great conversation piece. Like no matter you travel in the world and you tell them what do they do, you say, "Oh, I sell sticks." They're like, what sticks? What are you talking about? Yeah, I make sticks, and you tell them about it. And they find it quite interesting. Then they don't believe it. You can make a living from that. You can actually survive. It's quite interesting. Happy for you to stay with us in Oregon, Francis. You got a suite for you. Very good, very good. I actually, yeah, I got to go to the States. Like maybe next summer or something like that. I have to see how things go. Wouldn't mind going to travel around, see if you guys as well. Like you all have pretty interesting lives, I think, compared to what I do day in day out. You might think it's interesting for me enjoying the live stream to see me, but I kind of think it's more interesting you guys' lives. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, all right, fella. One greetings from Ayrshire. Very good, Kit. Thank you for joining us as well. Let's see. Tyler Sell says, in the USA, people often think funny things of West Virginia. That's if they even know what a separate state. Mostly it's assumed to be part of Virginia. I don't know too much about West Virginia. I know that Kirk comes from there, who's a good supporter of the channel. And like I know they get hit by hurricanes as well. But like I'm from County Kerry, which is in the southwest of Ireland. Like the part of Ireland that I'm from is the joke part of Ireland. Everyone looks down on County Kerry as being full of farmers and rural people, and the stereotype of people from County Kerry is that they're idiots and stupid people, and they might be related to each other. Like that's the stereotype in Ireland for County Kerry. It's kind of funny, like different parts of Ireland have different stereotypes. Like if you're from Cavan, you're seen as being very tight or mean. If you're from Donegal, you might have an affection for sheep. We'll say no more about that as well. If you're from Dublin, like people outside of Dublin don't really care for you too much as well. In Limerick, knives are associated there as well. Like so, all different parts of Ireland have like kind of mad stereotypes as well that doesn't bother me as well, the Kerry stereotype. But like when you go to Dublin, you hear it all the time. Oh, you're from Kerry. Oh, all the Dublin lads like are just full of mouth, like they've never left their backyard, but they're full of talk when they go up there about Kerry and the football. Let's see, only kidding. Let's see, all the hedges where I live are posted and part of someone's farm yard. Yeah. um I don't know. You'd have to kind of like go into forums and different things and see where people is, different hedges. Maybe like where would hedge? Well, where part of America you from again? And maybe some guys here in the chat can recommend something for you to go cut. Let's see. I was telling my wife that a genuine Irish lily is one of the few things I have on my Christmas wish list. Yes, your wife should definitely do that. You see, enough of these buying socks and aftershave and things you're not going to use. Like an Irish lily from a crafts person is the best present you could ever get because for one, it holds its value. Like it's a store of value. Like forget buying gold or buying crypto or any of these things. Buy some blackthorn. You can always it'll always hold its value as well. It's a great store of value. Great Christmas present as well. So everyone, tell everyone that you want McCaffrey Crafts sticks this Christmas time, and I'll get them out to you as quick as the order comes in. I'm prepared. I have all my packaging. I have all my rubber fouls, which was a shortage as well. I think I'm pretty ready this season. Some seasons I'm not, but because I'm a top G of the Blackthorn business and a Blackthorn pimp, I know how to be ready for the tourist season. And I'm saying that, of course, tongue in cheek, of course, in case you think I'm a bit mad. I see Mary says hi, Frank. Send hello to my dad as well. Let's see. I'm making what I'm calling a St. Patrick's staff. Oh yeah, yeah, 6 foot tall with Celtic cross on the top as well. Yeah, like it's hard to like ship pieces of wood that are over like 6 foot. So sometimes you have to like get them yourself as well. But yeah, they're pretty good. Like you always see them in the St. Patrick's Day parade, someone holding like a big staff. But sometimes like it's kind of hard in your hand if you know like you're doing that as well. And Ron says the Blackthorn pimp. Yes, yes, that's my new merch. I'll have it like pimping, have all the gold chains on it, and holding like Blackthorn. I have some funny ideas as well. I think remember I've said before I'd love to do an OnlyFans for Blackthorn, where I remove the bark or something like something really kind of ridiculous or tongue in cheek as well. I think that'd be pretty funny. And let's see. My dad saying hi, Mary. Very good. Let's see. Joe says once I receive my shillelagh in the mail and I become an official stick collector. Yes, number 3. What is the next tier of membership, and how many sticks do I need to have a seat at the table? Well, you got to become one of the top stick guys. There's guys here that have 30 and 40 of my sticks. Like no cap. That's real talk, guys. They have quite a lot of my sticks. So the next is to be the top. Joe, you want to be aspired to be the ultimate collector. You're going to have the most. Like the way my advice to you, if you're a stick collector, Joe, is just if you see something unique that will add to your collection that is a bit okay, I don't have something like that. They're the ones that stick collectors go for. They'll like they have loads of stick. They don't want something that looks the same, looks things. If they see something unique and they know it's different and they think it's going to add value to their collection, they'll say, right, this is pretty good. And a lot of them, they have a very good eye. They've been watching this for years. They know when I post something unique, or like sometimes whenever I post something that they don't have, which I'm always trying to do, they'll just go for it, like within a day or two as well. Let's see, how many accus have you for the steel? Do you mean batteries or something? I have 2 batteries as well, so I don't know what you mean by accus. Let's see. Hornbeam is ridiculous hard, heavy, and as stiff as stuff. I almost wonder if it isn't flexible. Yeah, I'm not too sure about straightening it. Like you'd have to see what the bends are like in it as well. Let's see. Must go to collect the wife. So keep safe, all you supporters as well. Oh yeah, mom would be minding him as well. What time is it now? Because oh no, you still have 30 minutes, Dad. I think she's fine there for a while more. Let's see. Pretty nervy as well. Very good. Let's see now. It's mountainous here. We all have the same stereotypes. Yeah, of course, inbred, sheep loving hillbillies as well. Yeah, I think there's a few of those stereotypes around Ireland as well. It's like, but Ireland, we can kind of take a bit of banter. Like we know the context of someone saying that is just, they're just being silly or something like that. And like usually in Ireland, if someone like throws an insult at you, you throw it back, and there's no one's getting woke. Everyone's just looking for more creative ways. And I think that was a part of faction fighting too, where the two factions would like be shouting, "You got a big nose, you got big ears," and stuff like that. I think that was good. Let's see. You have the most understandable Kerry accent. Yeah, there's some mad ones here. I don't know. I always did kind of like public speaking, and I've always been kind of good at presentations and different things as well. So usually like my Kerry accent isn't like that strong. But see, not everyone in Kerry accent speaks like a bogger or speaks, oh yes, harding, no, sure do you, and that kind of drone. Like that's only a few people as well. Like most people around the Killarney area are pretty posh and have a kind of a unique accent. Then there's people in Tralee, they speak a bit like Cork accent, hey boy, and the Dingle people as well have their own kind of unique way of talking. North Kerry as well. There's so many accents even within Kerry. But yeah, like the Kerry stereotypical accent is more mumbly. Oh, you just that kind of like mumble, and you pick up a few words here and there, and it's usually like the old farmery guys as well. Let's see. I'm from the Donegal part of Ireland. So James, do you like sheep? Just kidding. Let's see. Limerick is magically delicious as well. Yeah, like Limerick is renowned for its rugby as well. I suppose. There's a few rough, tough places in Limerick, and I suppose that's kind of like the stereotype of there as well. But it's a nice place to visit as well, and it's actually not too far. It's about 2 hours drive from where I am. Let's see. I'm from Higgins. Pennsylvania, USA, but my mom and dad's parents were from Donegal in Ireland. Donegal's a nice place. Bundoran is a really nice town. It gets a bit windy. It gets bombarded by storms a bit. It's nicer in the summertime. The best thing to do if you're going to Donegal is get a little cottage, spend there like 2 weeks. Like, don't travel around too much. Just enjoy like Donegal. There's all the beaches and stuff there. There's like there's some actually authentic like crafts as well in Donegal, because go to Buncrana, and there's a lot of like tweed and different things that are actually made there. They have a good kind of industry around it. Donegal tweed is actually pretty famous, and it's actually good quality. Some of the best socks you'll get will be in Donegal. They make what's that sock company up there? There's a good, I think it's just called Donegal Socks or something like that. So actually there are some really good authentic craft industries within Donegal as well. You have Daniel O'Donnell. If anyone is from Donegal, they know who Daniel O'Donnell. He's this kind of singer who's who's loved by the Irish mammies, we'll say. Please say avocado. Oh yeah. Avocado. That's the Limerick accent. Did you see the one where Salt Bay? You know the guy who does that meme with the salt, where he holds the salt and he like puts it onto his steak and he throws it as well. Well, like there's a very funny kind of meme going out there where he says the word avocado, but it's in a Limerick accent. Avocado, and stuff like that. I can't do the English accent. I'm butchering that. Like, let's see. Jim Fleming says, sorry, you hit the wrong button. Didn't mean to call anyone a name. Don't worry, it happens the whole time. Don't worry about that. Like people, like when you're on these live streams, sometimes you're halfway through typing stuff and it just jumps and it goes. It's kind of a bit weird. So like, if you mistype or misthink, don't worry. We're all good here. You actually should require 4, Francis. Don't forget a swagger sticks too. Yes, I have a few here actually. I'm gonna show you guys a few. I'm gonna fall off my chair. Here, I have a bunch of these guys that I must put online as well. I have about another 10 of them as well. The swagger sticks, very good things used by school teachers as well. Best Christmas gift if you have a bossy sister, bossy brother, and you want to get a little passive aggressive dig into them. You say, "Oh, here's your drill sergeant stick now because you gave me a hard time as a kid." So it's kind of like a funny kind of gift, but it's also a good gift. You'd see old pictures of guys like that had these in the 1920s and 30s and stuff like that as well. The Blackthorn swagger stick. So it's kind of used with the Irish Army guys used to have it as well. They just have it under their arm. So anyone from a military background, or if you have someone who's a bit of a drill sergeant in your family, you can get them something like that. So, oh, here's a bit of Irish history. It's very easy to ship. So if you buy one stick, just add this onto it, so you can combine the shipping as well. So it's pretty good. You see, James says, my mom's grandparents may have been from Arranmore. Very good. Have you done like your genealogy? Have you like gone back and done that? The one I just received my third, so I'm a newbie. So you are a stick collector now. You are a real stick collector. You have 3 of the McCaffreyCrafts sticks, and why not 4? As Garum says, keep going as well. Do you have a swagger stick yet? If you haven't got a swagger stick, you need something new. I'll show you. I have some sticks. I'll show you 2 sticks that I put online. They're here beside me in a minute. A newbie's here. No, you have 3 officially as well. Kirk is here. Good evening, my man. Hello, Kirk. How are things with you? Hope everything is good with your family. Your young son is in. Your good wife from Ghana, I think. Let's see. Don't be shy of the like buttons, folks. Exactly. Sure. Hit the like buttons as well. And I think we have 10 likes there so far. 31 people on the live stream. Woohoo! Now we're sucking diesel, as they say. Have you heard that Irish expression before? People are outside of Ireland. There's an expression. It's now you're sucking diesel. It means when you're winning. Things are going your way, and you're like, yeah, now you're sucking diesel. Good thing as well. Let's see. Anders says to my dad, did you ever leave Ireland? Not really. He went on a holiday once, I think, to Spain, but I wasn't here. I was living in Asia at the time. I think he went to Spain once with my sister and my brother. They bought him out there, and I know my mom and dad didn't really want to go or leave. But my dad, we went to Manchester. I brought my dad for his 60th birthday to Manchester United football match. Were they playing? I can't remember who they're playing. I know it was like 2 goals. I think Paul Scholes scored one, and Berbatov, I think, with the time scored the second goal. It was like 2-1. Manchester United won, and then me and my dad had a bit of a session. We had a bit of a wild night drinking, and actually, we'll tell that story on a live stream sometime, because the trip to Manchester, it got a bit wild. It got a bit wild. I got into trouble with my mom about it. It was a wild trip for my dad. Apparently everything was my fault as well. But see, I went. I wish Ireland had still had a hockey team. Um, they have like some women's hockey and stuff, and they do. I think they have a men's hockey team. I remember, like, the kind of outdoor, like, field hockey I'm talking about. The cheese and butter from County Kerry is some of the best. Yes, 2 doors up from me, there's a place called Jack's, and it's very well known for local artisan cheeses. Shout out to Jack's, who who I just go up and just grab a quick drink from every now and again in a sandwich. There's Wilma's Farmhouse Cheese from Killorglin as well, and yeah, there's a lot of cheese as well that's out there. It's pretty good. I have a heavy boxing bag for just punching and one older bag for using the sticks on. Doesn't ding up your sticks and you're able to use them as well. Very good. But my sticks are nice, man. Don't destroy them hitting the bag. They're nice sticks as well. Get some old piece of wood to hone your skills as well. Checking in today. Did I miss Frank? Yeah, he's still around. That's it. You see, he's got to collect my mom in about probably 15 minutes. But I don't know. I think like my dad watches all these things, and he goes back and watches them a second time. Like every single Ted or every single thing said here, my dad would be aware of. Let's see. The Frayed I've heard the day was he's got a jab on him, like George Best putting his keys in just thought I'd share for the lads. Oh yeah, well George Best, was it 6 Miss Worlds or something like that? He was very known as well as scoring goals off the pitch. On the pitch, he was very good at scoring with the ladies, and renowned for that as well. And isn't that the funny story where George Best is like a football player, played soccer for those guys in different countries, and he's one of the greatest players of all time. For he played for Manchester United and for Northern Ireland as well. And there's a famous thing when he's 28 years old and he's staying in a hotel and he's with like a Miss World, and this kind of bellboy or someone bringing up his bags, knocks on the door, brings up his bags into the hotel room, and he recognizes George Best. He sees he's there and he's 28 years old, and he looks around, and this guy who's the bellboy, he was like a big football fan, and George Best, like, he kind of ended his career like 27, and he looks at George Best 28, and George Best is there in a 5-star hotel. He's got this Miss World, I think the 5th Miss World that he's dated, in his bedroom, and he's got his bed, all the money thrown out in the bed and all things as well. And the guy just shakes his head and just said, "Where did it all go wrong?" and walked out. It's kind of like a funny story I heard him tell before as well. Let's see. It doesn't bang them up. Oh, very good, very good. And let's see. Jim says, "Stick making question for you. O'Hurley book talks about soaking stick in oil. How many shillelagh makers do that? I don't think hardly any. No, what Hurley's book says is that as part of like the seasoning process, that he found some sources that said that people would put on some kind of oils to replace the moisture, to give it more flexibility when people were stick fighting. I think that's exactly what he said. It wasn't really about soaking sticks in oil. It was more about rubbing. It was more grease, I think, than oil, that he was saying that it was like as part of the seasoning process, as the sap is draining out from the stick, that some makers would actually add some as well to replace the moisture and different things. But like, there's 100 different ways that probably people were doing things. It's like there's 100 different accents in Ireland. I presume every area, there's no kind of set template for stick making. I think people just used what they had at the time. But from my experience, soaking it in oil, I don't think is quite an optimal approach to making shillelaghs as well. I think you just have to wait, be patient, season it as well. Don't want to put like all these cooking oils and different things on it as well. Let's see. Hello, Francis. Done with the chemo and radiation. Very good to hear that. That's good news, because I know you've you've gone through now a few treatments as well. As long as I can remember you being on the live stream for 2 years now, I think I remember you were actually in chemo during COVID, wasn't it? And you were like on this you're actually commenting while you're getting your treatments and stuff like that. I think I remember a few things. So I hope all is well there with you as well. My mom had to go through that, so I know it all too well as well. And my mom is doing well now and is in good health. I think that was a few years ago. She probably still needs to work on her diet. If I catch her eating biscuits or sugars or different things like that, I'm trying to tell her not to, because she's not supposed to be eating things like that as well. But she, you can't change her. She still likes to eat her cake and stuff. But here, look, I want to show you guys some kind of sticks that I put on today. Um, these are just the numbers that just help me remember like where I put them and stuff. So like, here's a stick I wanted to show you, and this is from the root, and you can see like it's just a natural type of curve in it as well, and you can see where the root would have went off in this direction, and then it would have had another bit here coming out. So this would be like under the ground. And then this is how it would be as well. So here you have a kind of nice a nice root stick as well. I thought the handle was interesting, because let me see as well. You can kind of see it as well. It's kind of like, I didn't have to like curve or carve the handle. Like it's just kind of really nice, natural type of thing as well. And I do like to have the bark on the top of the handle as well. So maybe that's the signature of McCaffreyCrafts, but I just think it looks a bit better as well. And I have this up on the website at the moment. It's one of these sticks. I don't know if the pictures do justice. I think it looks a bit better in person than the actual pictures as well. There's loads of like little features and little colors as well. But I think that's quite a nice stick as well. And I put a monster stick on as well. Wait, you guys see this stick? I put this beast. This is about 2 inches in thickness. Like, let's compare that to the swagger stick that you were looking at there earlier, so you get an idea. So you can see there's a big difference between the swagger stick here, the swagger stick and this stick. The swagger stick's about like 3/4 of an inch, and then this one, this one here, this stick, it weighs 1.7 kgs, and this is more like a display piece. If you're looking for a really thick, heavy piece of blackthorn, I know there's demand for these type of rare pieces as well. For a piece of blackthorn to be like 2 inches in thickness, it has to come from a very pretty old bush as well. And here you can kind of see the handle as well. I thought is wait, get the right angle on it as well. I think it's quite nice, interesting, nice type of features. This is quite a heavy stick as well. It's again like it's about like 2 inches here. And see you guys, wait, I think I have a measuring tape here. It's like a really big heavy stick as well. And if you're looking for kind of some kind of display piece or something like a bit kind of like, you can kind of see. Let me just measure this now. Yeah, that's about like 3 inches across. Yeah, it's about 3 inches by 3 inches. So it's a good like 3.5 by 3 inches. And then it's about 2 inches here as well. And 2 inches most of the way. And then I have to just kind of taper it a bit at the bottom so I can fit one of the 1.25, 1.5 actually ferrules that I have to put on the bottom as well. You can see like the natural bark finish is pretty nice. I can kind of give you guys a little look of it as you can kind of see it there. I think it's a pretty nice stick as well. But again, like these big heavy pieces, I don't have many of them. They're very hard to get. You won't see them everywhere. So if you're looking for a really unique piece of Irish blackthorn, which would be like an oversized type of one, like you can make these in. I could have made these into a cudgel. Like usually when a stick is this thick and heavy, I would just make it into a cudgel. But as you can see, like this is 37 inches, and it's pretty straight. Like it's just, you don't get like 2-inch thickness pieces of blackthorn, and you don't get it this type of straight as well. So I put this on as well. So if you're looking for like an interesting type of piece, this would be the stick. It's like it's fantastic. It's got great color in it. The bark is like fantastic. It's got these really unique features. Your hand feels really comfortable in it as well. But again, like just because it's 1.7 kg, probably not the most practical walking aid. But if you're into like really big heavy sticks, like that would be one I put up there on my website. And I have some nice sticks as well coming at the weekend. Let's see, Francis, you said you're into music, what metal band are you into as well? Well, I've always liked like Fate No More. You probably see me wearing a Fate No More hoodie over the years as well. And it kind of just depends on like what kind of like I'm in the mood for. I like a Typo Negative. They're a pretty good band as well. My daughter started listening to a bit of black metal, which is a bit wild, but Burzum and Mayhem and stuff like that they're pretty good as well. I like Carcass. Carcass were a band that I actually enjoyed. Was it Heart? It was the Heartworm. I know like some people like they don't really like Slayer too much, but I like the drums and was it the drummer in Slayer I think is pretty good as well. Let's see what other kind of metal bands like Black Sabbath are pretty good. Um, and yeah, there's like there's a lot of different bands, just depending kind of like what type of things. I listen a bit of Sepultura. I listen actually Sepultura a lot. Arise was a good Arise is a good album by Sepultura, and different bands and different type of metals. Like so, but like the metal community is like so fragmented. Like you're either like this type of metal or this type of metal, or you're into trash and stuff. I like some of the older like Metallica stuff, like the Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning things as well, more so than the kind of more recent ones. There's not many good new metal bands or stuff like that I'm really into as well. Like a bit of punk as well, and different things. What kind of bands you into yourself? Let's see. You ever try Australian timber oil on a stick, Francis? No, I haven't, Boyd. It's is that like a teak oil, or is it like is it a linseed oil, or is it is it like a Danish oil, which is like a varnish mixed with tongue oil or teak oil or something like that? The thing about oils is it's pretty good on bare woods, and it really brings out really nice grain. The secret to using that is usually you have to mix the first coat like with spirits or white spirits or something along those lines, and then you have to leave it soak in. And if you have to have the right kind of ratio between the oil and between the spirits that you're mixing it with, so that the very first coat that you put in, it can seep in. And usually you apply it with like a cloth, like a lint cloth or something like that as well. So you just kind of like you apply liberally the first coat, and you leave it like soak in. And when you mix it with the spirits, it dries like really hard, and that's good like to as like used as a sealer. And then with oils you pretty much just need three coats. Like that's the first one, then like a second coat, and then you just kind of like sand it a bit, and just then you apply like the third coat. But the thing about oils is like they take a long time to dry. And if you're doing it in the summertime, little flies or different things as well. And like the thing about oils is like if you are mixing it with a spirit, if you mix it too thin and then you apply it, you get those little bubbles as well that kind of show up if you've made it a bit too watery as well. So you got to get the consistency right. But yeah, oils are pretty interesting as well. Like Danish oils are pretty nice. It's just the fumes in it as well. You got to be careful of, because it's quite strong fumes, and then they're very flammable with the cloths. Like sometimes if you're using like a lint-free cloth on them, you have to be careful because they can spontaneously combust. Like you got to read the warnings on the oil. So you said, let's see, you've ever I've done a few with mahogany flame and enjoyed the contrast it has with the bark on the wood. Yeah, I think it like really like oils really look good on if you have like an oak and you want to bring up like a lot of the wood grain or something like that, and it looks really good on a load of different woods. Sometimes the oils don't really work well with the blackthorn, depending on like how the bark is and different things. But it looks nice in handles and stuff as well, so it's always good. But yeah, you want to get like an oil that is not going to react to someone's hand too, because like when someone's on the thing and they're constantly rubbing it like for months and months and end, you want like a finish that's not. If you put the finish on too thick and too heavy, such as like with various varnishes as well, and then you make it like shiny and glossy, but after wear and tear of the handle as well, it can become kind of tacky, and then you have to sand it and refinish it. Um, let's see. Mad Dog Malik says, "Is it possible to send a piece of honey locust to Ireland? I'm glad to hear your mom is doing well. Give her a hug from Spokane." Yeah, I suppose so. You can try. Just undervalue it in customs, because like usually customs will like anything that's coming from America into Ireland now. they've got pretty strict on. So they put a customs fee. So I'll have to pay VAT of 23% on anything that comes over. So if you put the value down as like $300, for me to get it, I'll have to pay 23% of $300 to get in. Even though I'm VAT registered, I still give out to the couriers and stuff as well, because like I have an exporters and importers number, and even when I say that and use it, the customs guys don't even listen. I said, well, I'm VAT registered. Here's my VAT number as well. I have an import number, and they're like, no, you still have to, still have to kind of pay to get released the package. But I should give it a try. So why not? It'd be interesting to get a unique piece of wood, especially from different parts of the world. Christmas is coming, and look, I like presents too, guys. You know, great looking sticks. That's truly a beast. Yeah, it is. It is pretty impressive one as well. James, I'd love to grind the 2-inch thick piece down and polish up the wood. Yeah, you can. You can once you buy this, James, you can do whatever you want. You can do. It's a good piece to work on. Like if you are looking to remove everything and go through it, sure, why not? It's a good little thick piece. You can do whatever you want. Then once it's your stick, that's fine. Let's see. I'll keep that stick right at the door for cold callers and Mormons as well. Do you still get a lot of cold callers? Like since the old COVID thing has gone, the old people knocking on the door haven't been as much as well. And if you clear your throat or cough, usually they're not going to call as well. But the only I think it's in the summer, like in Ireland, in my house, you get the guys trying to sell security alarms all the time, knocking on your door, and they're annoying. And then you get the guys, do you want to switch over to your new mobile provider? You get those kind of sale guys, always young lads, and they can be a bit pushy as well. Here, let me catch up on a few of these. I always buy in Germany the expensive but very good, delicious Kerrygold butter. Our highest here is €3.79 for a quarter pound of butter as well. I don't really know what the price of butter is here, because I don't like. I cook with butter, like sometimes, like as if you want some flavor, but I don't really. Me and the kids, we don't eat too much butter as well. Mr. Brilliant, very nice. Thank you for that comment. I'd hate to be that burglar that ran into that monster as well. I know. I as I said to you there, Kirk, I have like definitely a load of sticks like around the house as well, and so if anyone came into the house, they'd be in trouble. Let's see. I like Panic at the Disco. Sorry, emo James. Panic at the Disco. Brendan Urie. They would have the songs, wasn't it, from the 2000s and stuff like that. His recent album is not the best, but Brendan Urie, he did Broadway and stuff as well. So I'd be familiar with Panic at the Disco, a reference to the Smiths. And Morrissey came to Kerry. He was the lead singer from the Smiths. He played there about a month ago, and he slipped and fell on stage. But yeah, like Panic is a good song by the Smiths. I like that. You're into like your 80s type of music. All them bands you said, and Pantera are my top as well. Yeah, like there's so many. Like I'm trying to think. I like Neurosis as well. Some kind of Sweden and Scandinavian bands are interesting. Like there's a band Tool as well. They're pretty good. And yeah, I'm just trying to think of what other bands kind of like just kind of. I don't mind like Rob Zombie as well, and I like the kind of like, I know his songs and riffs kind of sound similar, but he's got a few songs that are pretty good as well. Motorhead, Ace of Spades, Lemmy, and all that kind of stuff is always a bit interesting. I'm trying to think of other kind of metal bands and stuff off the top of my head. So I just kind of grew up listening. Rage Against the Machine I liked too as well, but they're not really you wouldn't consider them completely metal, I suppose. Let's see. Having Irish weather in Virginia today. So glad to finally catch the live stream. Well, Duncan, very very happy to have you here. Hello from Ireland, and Duncan, thanks for joining, and ask us any questions you want and different things. I'm still here for another 7 minutes. I saw Danish Oils at the Odeon in 1985. All right, were they some kind of up and coming punk band? Something like that. Let's see. Boyd says it's one of those mixed oils tongue. Yeah. That's what I thought. Like Danish oil is always like mixed with something. So it's tongue, teak, and linseed. Comes in a few colors as well. Thanks for the advice. Like they're good oils. They're good to work with. But it's just like the kind of safety aspect if you're not used to working with them, and just the smell off them is really strong. Like if you're in like a closed space, You know, if you're working with his oils and you come out to your wife, you're going to be smiling, going, "Oh, hello." You know, if you sniff those oils for too long, man, you get a bit high off them. I think, you know, you get quite dizzy as well. Mike Gardner is laughing there away, and so I'm glad I've done that as well. Duncan says the Orange Goblin. Actually, your man Andre is kind of nicknaming me the Goblin. Ike's calling him the Beast. When he DMs me, he calls me a Goblin. So I don't know. He thinks I'm a good marketing goblin. Let's see. I saw Megadeth, Dave Mustang, isn't it, live in concert just a few weeks ago. Amazing show as well. Yeah, like Megadeth are a pretty good band as well. I'm trying to think of one of their songs off the top of my head. But I cannot off the top of my head as well. I know there always a big rivalry between Megadeth and Metallica, of course. Let's see. I've nearly missed the live stream, but you haven't. You haven't. Is the glass half empty or half full, Christopher? You know, you've actually got to do it as well. Customs will rob you from every angle. They are tough to deal with. You know, I don't like, you know, I have to deal with them all the time. I have to fill out customs forms. Then I get like messages from them to say, oh, this form we can't submit it. We need another form. We have to do that. Like sometimes I'll get like maybe 10 emails at around, they're always weird, 11 o'clock Irish time, and they're like, oh, you've submitted these custom forms. Because see, what I try to do is when I ship is that I try to fill out and submit all the customs forms, and I try to get customs cleared before it ships. So like you can do these things with the couriers, and they have a service where you can try to get customs clearance before, just as before they get it, so that then it arrives quicker. Because, you know, in some instances, like I can get a stick from Ireland to American into your hands in less than 3 days, and usually it's a bit more time consuming to do, but like I do it for, you know, for you guys, that you're happy then when you get. It's like, of course, it doesn't always go to plan. That customs can hold things up for a week there sometimes, but I do try to like make life a bit easier. I think the biggest problem is if you overvalue something. If you undervalue it, then customs are kind of like okay. But if you put big high prices, and then like different USA states have different rules. But yeah, they're annoying to deal with. They're you know, it takes a while as well. Let's see. I heard a great band a while back called HU. They're a group from Mongolia. Tar Batar, isn't it, or something? The capital of Mongolia. They use traditional instruments and throat singing. I wanted to go there. There was a cool tour that I was doing before, with a nomadic tour, and you can go and stay in the tents and travel around with some of the nomads in Mongolia. When I was living in Korea, like there's plenty of Mongolian there as well. Let's see, Kerrygold butter for sealing the sticks as well. No, it's for cooking. If you put all butter all over your sticks and leave it outside, the rats will come as well. Let's see, let's see, you're heading to Dublin soon. Yeah, I'm going to the Cure concert on the 1st of December. I think it's a Thursday. I'm going up with my daughter. I got her that present. Was it, I think, last Christmas or something like that? So we're going to see the Cure in concert in Dublin on the 1st of December. So I think I said to you there, Pete, if you want to meet up, I'd be happy to talk. If you're interested to talk to two goths, me and my daughter might be dressed up. It'd be very funny to meet you, and I have all the white makeup on or something like that. You wouldn't even recognize me, you know, or something like that. It'd be funny. But I hope you're transitioning well to be back in Ireland from Thailand. You've moved back here now, and you're going to be full time. And Pete has a great channel. If you're interested in, you know, interviews and different things as well, Pete's actually very good at interviewing. So definitely check out the channel, Irish Times. He did a good one there with a guy who's like trying to, you know, be a Thai national citizen, and he works for the bare knuckle boxing, and he knows Bua Kao, the most famous Thai boxer. Bua Kao and Senchai are two people I'd love to meet. Let's see, gotta go. Good to see. Let's see, so many from the USA. I'm a hobbyist stick maker. Very good. Didn't think you were. Sorry, didn't think there were so many folks from the States that like Irish and British sticks. Yeah, like the thing is, most guys who get into sticks, then they look at different country sticks. They look at sticks from Ireland. They look at sticks from the UK. They look at sticks from Germany. They look at sticks from Africa. They get into knob kerries. They'll get into you know, the Filipino sticks as well. It's kind of an interesting hobby. And you know, you start as a hobbyist there, Jim, but before you know it, your whole house will be sticks everywhere, you know, and everyone will be complaining, telling you're a bit mad and different things as well. So, like, you know, when you start getting that, you know you're doing something right as well. Let's see, no joke. At download, my mate fell asleep standing up when two were on stage as well. Oh yeah, oh yeah. There's a guy I knew from like from a Discord group I was on, and I was friends with him, and he was going to Tool, and he wanted to go to see me in I think it was Amsterdam or something like that. I was going to go to see them as well. But yeah, like I've made the mistake of drinking half a bottle of whiskey when I was a young lad and trying to go to a concert and just passing out there as well and just getting destroyed. There was a kind of metal like in Dublin when I was like a young lad, the place where you'd go if you want to listen to metal music was Fibber McGee's, which is a very unusual name. So if you want to Fibber McGee, which has obviously several double meanings, and there's a place called Bruxelles, which is like really funny because it was like a really posh hotel, and you would go down into the basement underneath it, and you'd have all the metal guys there, and everyone would have their band shirts on, and like they'd be very very serious as well. And if you put on a metal song that wasn't considered cool or anything more, like if you put on Metallica, for example, the Black Album or something like that, all the really serious like metal guys would be like, oh, you're listening to something that. But me and my friend, we were kind of complete trolls. So what we used to do is like we'd go down into Brussels, and they had this section where you could like select the metal music and different things because sometimes they didn't have someone to play the music, and they just had all the metal guys would hang out there, and always the kind of jukebox thing would always only have metal songs on there. But so we'd go in and pick the cheesiest songs and stuff like that, and just to kind of troll and stuff was always kind of funny. I almost got into a few scuffles and fights there as well. So I have many stories from Dublin when I was living there. Let's see, I'm in the market, and maybe next month. Scanning your page. Gotta go. Work's a calling. Have a good day at work, Kirk, and thank you as always for joining the live stream. Let's see, the HU is an amazing band. I've seen them. Live several times now. I got to check them out then. It's heavy rain here in central Pennsylvania. Rain is all too common in Ireland. We know it all pretty well. Man Cavas says, have a great weekend. I'm talking to the wife to see the Banshees of Inisherin movie. Oh, that's the one with Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson here in New York. Then to the pub to slate what I expect to be a powerful thirst as well. Very good, very good. Just remember, if you're drinking the Guinness as well, like those Guinness farts will destroy your wife. If you're not used to it. Good evening, Zero Fox. How are things, man? Glad to see you on the sting. Are you staying in Dublin for the night, or will it be up and down in one day? Oh no, I gotta stay for the night. Gotta stay. I'm a top G and a baller, man. I'll be staying in top high quality hotels. So I'll stay up for the night. I think like my daughter, she likes to kind of look around, Dublin, and she's looking for band T-shirts and different things like that. So, if I come up, I'll come up one day, enjoy the day, stay there, and then go down the next day or something like that. So I'll stay up for a bit, maybe for a day, maybe for 2 days. I don't know. I'll see how it's going. But yeah, we'll definitely stay overnight. So like, if you want to meet up, if you're not working or different things as well, you can hang out and you can see what I'm really like off camera, which is kind of I'm very kind of very active. I like to keep doing things. I can't sit still. Let's see, evening all. The HU is great. Cool videos. Thank you. Carnival season here. My local one is at Wells next Friday. Very good. Andre, my man, I hope you visit Germany this year. Yeah, I wouldn't mind because you see, the thing is, for me to fly from Ireland to where Andre lives, there's a direct flight from County Kerry, where I'm from, to Germany, Frankfurt Hahn, and his house is only about 50 kilometers from there. And Joe Douglas is near there, and Heiko's near there, and like all the guys who seem to be friendly with me are there. So that's kind of good. And it's like to get a return flight to Germany is not bad. You see, the flights leave every Wednesday and on Saturday as well. Oh, you took her to Brussels. Like if you go into Brussels and like down the stairs as well, used to be where all the metal guys used to be, and it was like always like pretty funny down there as well. It was always the posh people upstairs, if you know what it is. Kind of guys that would go to to the Shelburne. You'd always see Eamon Dunphy, or he was always drinking in there. Eamon Dunphy, the football commentator. He was, he would always be in the kind of posh places. And Lily, do you ever go here, Pete? Do you ever go to Lily's Bordello? Or do you ever? I have many stories from going there. Lily's was like where all the Irish elite and Irish celebrities would go, and it was pretty hard to get in there. And there was another really posh place as well, and I always thought it was funny to kind of go in there and stuff like that. And I can tell you a funny story when we meet about me and an Irish weather lady. But actually, I probably can't tell you if I'm with my daughter. But anyway, like I'll if you remind me the time I went to Lily's, I have a pretty funny story from that as well. I got loads of stories from Dublin, man. I used to go out all the time there. I was there for a number of years as well until like a few. I nearly got killed a few times. Another story as well. Dublin's a rough spot for me, Pete. When I was there, you know, it came to like I think when I'll tell you, I have so many stories from there. Like, but I almost got killed a few times in Dublin, and I was like, right, I need to get out of here, somewhere a bit more peaceful. So I went to Korea instead. Let's see, you're a top lad, Francis. Thank you as well. I try my best. Let's see, trolling purist metalheads and get your point any day. Yeah, it's funny because like there was this guy. I don't know if he's still. I don't know what I'll even give his name. He's like a very renowned guy in Dublin for metal. He had like red hair. And he's a big fat guy and he's from Swords. And every single metal gig he would go to as well. I can't say his name because he's got a really unique name. And he would go to every single metal gig and stuff there. And he was like so serious. And there was this like record store, not like where Tower Records is in Dublin on Grafton Street. If you go down to near where the bridge is, where the Liffey is, and you turn like right, and you go down this little stairs again into a basement. There was these two guys that ran this like metal store, and there's like a really thin skinny guy, and he was like in his 40s and he had like long hair and stuff, again really serious into bands and stuff like that. Like the thing is, if you want to go in and buy a vinyl or something like that, he would ask you questions like, if you know, do you actually know who this is, and different things. You're like, you just take my money, lads, you know, don't be questioning me. And like they're very serious because they only wanted people into metal into the store, and it didn't last long. But it was another funny place in Dublin I used to go. And like there'd always be little kind of clubs and different things. And there's a place called the 13th floor, which is above I think where the Gresham was, and there was like a Thursday night they do like a metal night in there sometimes too. And you know, but like going to metal gigs was always fun. There was like the Academy, I think, in Dublin, where the metal gigs used to be as well. And they were never really big. There's always like the metal gigs in Dublin were good because there would only be like about 400 or 500, maybe 1,000 people at them. And I remember the time I was trying to get backstage to meet the Swedish band. What are they called again? No, I can't remember the name of them. Petrov is the lead singer, and we had a Swedish girl with us. And they were trying to get the Swedish girl backstage, the band, because she was like pretty hot, and we were trying to tag backstage, and they were like, "We don't want like an Irish midget like you coming back and stuff." And then the Swedish girl was really funny because she was like, "I'm not going backstage unless he's coming with me and stuff." But that's another story. That was that another. I've loads of stories anyway, and had some epic trolling as well. Yeah, like they were, but the thing is, like those guys in the metal community, like they look really tough and scary, and most people are afraid of them. Like they look like bikers and stuff, but they're not. They're really kind of like you know, when you get talking to them, they're kind of like they're more kind of nerdy, I suppose. They know, have a great knowledge of so many different things, and they're so into their music, they're so into their band, they're so passionate about that as well. And it's almost like a religion to them as well. But like they're easy to get a rise out of. But it's all done on things as well. On the Murphys the night as well, very good. I never saw wooden walking sticks from other parts of Europe. I saw olive ones from Italy. Yeah, there's like they use different woods. Like in Spain, they have like some different things, olive woods. There's a guy in the Middle East that's a pretty good stick maker. I see that he uses, I don't know the type of wood. It's very bendy type of twisty wood as well. Let's see. I hate to ditch the stream. I'm just going myself. But God, let's see. Early, I gotta go catch you in time. Be well, everyone. And Man Canvas sends me some Korean. Let's see if I can mean that. An Young He. What is it? So I think it's that, isn't it? That's zero, and that thing is AN. I think that's an An Nung. That's NEEOG. So An Young, and then E. So it's like Anyongi. It's like Anyong Haseo. It's like hello. I can't remember what that kind of last, like the line at the end is an E sound, and then the H is. I can't remember. So it means Anyong. So like I know it's like Anyong, and then the he at the end. That's what's kind of getting me. So usually it's like Anyong, Anyong, or you know stuff like Mashisayo, Manaso Ban Gapsmnida, Jonon Francis Imnida. I can speak a little bit of Korean as well. I remember it as well. Wenchok, Arnchok, Chikchin, Chincha, Chinchayo. So I remember, and I remember all the bad words in Korean. If do you speak Korean yourself? I can tell you the ultimate Korean insult. probably not in camera. But if you say this insult, you're literally get a gang of 20 Koreans trying to kill you. I've the stories I could tell you from my time in Korea. Like, you know, I spent a little bit of time in Thailand, but the stories I had from Korea make, you know, me look like Mother Teresa in Thailand, like, you know, of what the stereotype of her was before her controversy. Hey, Russ, again, I missed the name on the real heavy duty cane you showed earlier. Yeah, it's it's just a beast of a stick. It's is this kind of heavy duty one as well. It's on the website. It's on the first page. You can't miss it. I think I have this type of picture of it like up there as well. But I gotta go, guys. Now, actually, let's see. Man Canvas says goodbye. Annyeonghaseyo. You see, I use the yo at the end, extra polite as well. And in Korean and Japanese culture, you have to bow lower than the person who bows to you as well, and have respect. In Korean, you always have to use two hands. You tilt your head to the side when you're talking as well. There's loads of different rituals as well. So I'll give ultimate respect to you guys. I'll, you know, touch my hands as I'm passing you a goodbye, and I'll tilt my head and put it down to the side, which is like ultimate respect as well. So that's a sign of respect to you guys in the community. And on that note, I gotta go, guys. I gotta go back and you know, feed the kids as well. All right, take care, guys. Good luck. Bye bye. Or 1 second, let me get